Hi, business students. Okay, moving swiftly on to our next topic, we're going to talk about consumer law. So, you need to know what is consumer law, what is the impact of consumer law on businesses, and what are the pros and cons of sticking to the law. Okay, consumer law, myself over there, is the laws that protect the rights of consumers when they buy goods and services. The key focus is that goods must be safe, they must be of satisfactory quality, and the goods must be as described. They've got to do what they say they're going to do to a satisfactory quality, which I know we've already talked about. It is illegal for a business to mislead or sell unsafe products to consumers. Okay, so why is consumer law important for businesses? Well, if the business follows the law and looks after its customers and sells products of the right quality and they describe their products well and they are what they describe they are, then it builds trust. Customers are more likely to buy from these businesses that follow the rules because they trust them and they're happy to give them their money. This will increase the business's revenue. It offers legal protection. So following the law means that you're not going to get sued, you're not going to get fined, you're not going to get into trouble with the law for not following consumer laws. And it encourages high standards. If you're a business that is committed to following consumer law and not only following it, but doing it really well, then you're going to be known as a business that's got really high standards and that you sell really good, safe products. So, what's the impact on the reputation? If you follow the law, if you're a good business that looks after its consumers, does everything that you're meant to do, like offering products of the right quality, that are the right standard, that do what they say they're going to do, they're fit for purpose, then you're going to have a good reputation. You're going to have loyal customers, and you're going to be seen as a really reliable and ethical business that does the right thing. If you, however, break the law and you break consumer laws, you get bad reviews, you're going to get lost sales. You will have media scandals. People will write about you on the internet and say that that you're a scam, that you don't follow the law properly, and this will give you a reputation as a business to not give your consumers to not give their money to. It will be hard for you to attract new customers. For example, a smoothie company using fake fruit claims, sorry, let me say all of that again. For example, a smoothie company using fake fruit claims may face a public backlash and be taken to court. What that says is if a smoothie company is using fake fruit, they will face backlash, be taken to court because the product is not as described. Right, what's the impact on health and safety? On safety and quality. So, consumer laws say that all businesses must make sure products meet safety standards. For example, things that we're putting on our body or our skin must be safe to do that. Toys that children are going to put in their mouth must not be toxic. We must make sure that our suppliers are using materials that are of an equal standard and that are not unsafe. And we must respond really quickly to complaints of product recalls. We must make sure that we are following the law if there is a problem with the product. For example, if we bought a faulty phone charger on TikTok that overheated, it could cause potential fires. We would need to remove it from all sales platforms and make sure that we give everybody a refund straight away. Okay, what's the pros and cons then of sticking to these health and safety laws? The advantages are it improves your, did I say health and safety? I meant consumer laws. The pros and cons of sticking to consumer law is it improves customer confidence. High five. It reduces the risk of being sued or fined, which is going to cost you a lot of money. And it builds long-term brand loyalty. However, always a couple of disadvantages, which lends itself well to the evaluation questions. On the one hand, loads of advantages, loads of consumer confidence, higher sales. Disadvantages, it costs a lot of money to abide by the laws and make sure you've got everything in place costs a lot of money. Your staff will need training and legal advice and be to know how to sell products properly within the law and make sure they're giving refunds if they need to. So it can be time consuming and costly to make sure that you are following all consumer laws to the letter. Right, Year 11, I hope that that has covered consumer law for you. Remember, you need to know what the consumer law says. Goods must be fit for purpose, of an acceptable quality and as described. And the impacts of consumer law in business, that can build you a brilliant reputation if you're working really hard to follow those laws and your products all fit within the law. However, can cost a lot of money. Okay, lots and lots of luck. Take care. Bye-bye.